Hey everybody, welcome back to the Friday Review Show here in the Cabral Concept. Can't wait to dive into this episode. We will, of course, be doing a recap of the previous week, going over a brand new vitamin D lamp that may be new to you. The nice thing is that you can actually get your vitamin D even when you're not exposed to the sun. There's something that also will not allow for any wrinkles of the skin. So kind of nice there. I'll be sharing that with you. That was by popular demand. So always write in what you're looking for me to review. I will eventually get to it. Quick story. I want to share a personal story with you about lab testing and something that went really horribly wrong for a provider. So I want to share that. Research number one is going to be on ADHD and this ever-expanding health-based, I would call it crisis, in the United States and in parts of the westernized world as well. And then on the second research study will be on raw milk and what they've found now of a new virus that may lie in raw milk. What's the actual truth? We'll dig through all of that here on the Cabral Concept, always providing you an in-depth and unbiased review of the actual health-based news. All right, so let's get right into it. If you missed the show this week, it was hopefully a great one for you in our community. Monday's show is how to own the week before it owns you. Definitely tune into that show. I've got kind of a three-part series. It started the week before on Monday, basically the 3 yes rule. Learn the 3 yes rule, and then how to develop and own your week before you become a part of someone else's or the world's. And then this coming Monday, I've kind of capped to that, and that's how to set up basically your weekly challenge for yourself. So it'll be a nice 1, 2, 3 step. And so that was Monday's show. Tuesday's show was this sample high blood pressure healing protocol. So I actually walked you through, not the labs of a client, but I walked you through a client that has high blood pressure. I'm working with this individual. I gave you the food list. I gave you the lifestyle, the de-stress protocol, and I gave you the nutritional supplements. Really simple, really clear. And hopefully that was helpful as well. That was a screen share. Wednesday's show was the Donald Davis study and decreased nutrition in whole food. I think you might be kind of shocked to see, even in organic, but mainly it's conventional based, how much less nutrition, that means micronutrients, there are in food today versus just 50 to 70 years ago. It really just started after 1950. I share all those stats with you. Yesterday's show was the top 10 supplements to boost stem cells naturally. All these shows can be found at stephencabral.com/podcasts. And for today's direct link to the show for the product review that I'm about to share with you, and of course, if I ever get any coupon codes, I will pass those along, or discount codes to any products, and I always put them at stephencabral.com/resources as well. Today, episode 3325, those show notes will be at stephencabral.com/3325. All right, product review of the week is the Mitolux. You can see it right here. Mitolux, better than sunshine. It's a bold statement, right? UVB, red light, and near infrared sun lamp. So they're calling it a sun lamp. I think it's a nice terminology for this one. I'm about to open this up for you. I want to show it to you, and then I want to share with you why I thought this might be a nice item to review. So it comes in this beautiful box. You unpackage it. You can see the lamp right there. So this is really simple to use. It comes with an instruction manual. It's only about 1 foot tall. You can place it right on your bathroom sink. You can place it on a desk. You can place it on a vanity, and you'll be shocked at how little time you actually need in order to get 1,000 IU. So how many IUs does the average adult need? Somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 IUs per day. And I'm going to share with you how quickly you can get that with this lamp. So really simple. It comes with a stand. You put it on. It's going to glow red. You're going to know that you're getting then those vitamin D lights, which is UVB. So how are they able to do this without any of the wrinkles? Well, they take out the UVA rays. The UVA rays from the sun are going to lead to more of the phototherapy, or, again, there's benefits to UVA. It's not that there's not, but the problem is it's not necessarily going to raise your vitamin D as much as these UVBs, and it can lead to the wrinkles. Now, so this also, though, isn't going to necessarily lead to all of the tan. This is giving you just a couple of the main benefits that you may want from the sun without any of those wrinkles. So the first is this. The UVB 295 nanometers. This is just basically waves of light. I'll just give you the number. So that's going to help with vitamin D, testosterone, hormones, and serotonin. I do recommend doing this the first half of the day, ideally before 10, 11 a.m. There's the amber-based light at 590, helps to reverse skin damage and skin spots, wrinkles, rosacea, redness, inflammation, and lymphatic drainage. What about the red light at 630 nanometers? That is helping with collagen, with wrinkles, with skin spots, rejuvenation, cellulite, depression, fertility, acne, and stem cell rejuvenation. At 850, which is the near infrared light, that's with pain and muscle and joint-based inflammatory issues, arthritis. And then at 830, acne, scars, anti-aging, eye-based rejuvenation, and sun damage. So one little vitamin D lamp, better than sunshine. I don't know about better than sunshine, right? Better than sunshine means like it's better than the sun that this world gave us. And what I would say is probably not better than the sun. However, you can't always necessarily get access to the sun. And if you're a Bostonian or you're someone up north in the winter, anybody above the Atlanta, Georgia line, you're not going to be able to get a tan for at least 6 months of the year, more like 8 months of the year, if we want to be realistic, right? You can only really get a tan around the north, maybe April. Like that's pushing it. I would really say May, June, July, August, September. Like that's really it. And so if you want to be able to get vitamin D, other than supplementation, supplementation is easy, right? It's there for you. But if you're someone that doesn't feel like you're metabolizing vitamin D as well, or you'd like to add this sun lamp or the other benefits of this lamp besides just vitamin D, I would definitely check it out. Now, here are the statistics. You only need 30 seconds to 2 minutes per day for all of these health-based benefits. So here's the recommendations from Mitolux. Start with a 15-second session, gradually increasing by 10 seconds each day to find your optimal exposure time. The sun lamp is designed to produce over 1,000 IUs of vitamin D within just 30 seconds of exposure for those with type 2 skin. You can look up type 2 skin, you can see the actual pigment, but you're just talking about a lighter skin pigmentation. That's really it. So think about this though. 30 seconds for 1,000 IUs. In our practice, we give almost all adults 4,000 IUs as a supplement, and then they take their extra vitamin D in a daily activated multi or daily nutritional support. So that would be 2 minutes, right? So it's 2 minutes in front of this lamp. You can set it for the vitamin D. You can set it for the red light. You get all the different benefits that you want in it, and probably 2 minutes. That's all you need. I'm going to put it on my bathroom sink, and so that I can just turn it on while I'm brushing my teeth. You want to brush your teeth for at least 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, set the timer, brush your teeth, eyes closed, and you can brush your teeth with your eyes closed, right? And then you can use that sun lamp right there. All right, so I'm going to link that up. Again, we're going to reach out to the company. We haven't reached out to them yet. We'll reach out to them before this show airs, and we'll see if we can get you a discount code. That will be at stevencabral.com/3325. All right, oftentimes give you a book review of the week. I'll also say sometimes it'll be a quick tip. This week, quick tip. This is for providers and for all of the new clients that are taking advantage of our free lab program. Now, our free lab program offers you an introductory lab. Most people love the minerals and metals test, but some people take the vitamin D, some people take the TSH for thyroid, some people take the bedtime cortisol for sleep. All of them are fantastic. It's your choice. It's only one, right? You won, first time only clients. That's it. So don't let some be for other people as well. We offer 100 per category, and then they reset each month. So here's the thing though. We've had so many people, obviously not just in the free lab program, but all over, use our labs. Many people have run the minerals and metals test, and this is what happened with a provider last week, and I thought it was worth mentioning. They looked at mercury and they looked at aluminum, two that are often elevated on many labs, and they saw that they were both halfway up. And they looked at 5 of their clients, and they saw all of them are about halfway up. And they said, this can't be. All of the labs show exactly the same amount of mercury and aluminum. And so, of course, I got a message from the practitioner saying, I think there's something wrong with the lab. They all show the same level of mercury and aluminum. And I said, oh, okay. Again, I listened to our community. So I said, let me check this out. And obviously, anonymous wise, sent over screenshots. And I looked at them and I said, Every single one of these are different. Yes, plotted the same point on the graph, but every single lab is different. And this is when I realized, because I asked my IHP team, is this person an IHP? And they weren't. You have to be careful. If you are a practitioner, my opinion, maybe not a popular one, you should not offer labs to your patients or clients unless you are an expert in reading those labs. Again, maybe an unpopular opinion. If you don't know that where the client's number is, that's their specific number, and you're just looking at plots on a graph, which is a random circle, basically, not the right thing to do. And if they went through the education in IHP, they would know that there is no upper limit to where heavy metals could be. So the graph is actually plotted at wherever it's high, like let's say for aluminum 1.0, or for mercury, it's going to be much less, like 0.015. And then it's to infinity. And so that's why, although we might, tweak this in the future, but it's always to infinity because there's no upper limit of how much heavy metal someone could be exposed to, right? And so that's why it can be plotted for two people and it looks like the same point in the graph, but always below where it says aluminum, mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium for the toxic metals, you'll be able to see what the actual client or patient's is. So having said all that, we run, somewhere around 100,000 labs a year for all of our clients. And I can tell you that unfortunately, the vast majority of people skip their phone consultation with one of our expert health coaches, which is included. So if you're working with an IHP, work with the IHP level 2 and do your call with them. Don't try to read the results on your own. And if you're working with the EcoLife team, or you get it at stephencabral.com/shop, which just takes you over to all these labs, please take advantage of the call. I literally pay for you to have that call. I pay my team. They're real humans, and they really are experts in this, and they can offer you that information. So I wanted to share that as a cautionary tale. If you are not an expert at reading integrative health, functional medicine lab tests, just rely on an expert. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not an expert in anything outside of this field. That is for sure. I rely on experts in all sorts of different areas. You want to hear what they have to say, and more importantly, not just about your results, what you should do about those results. All right. So just wanted to share that. Appreciate you. Just want to make sure people are getting exactly what they need in order to heal. And then, of course, pass that information on to others. All right. Let's get into our research studies. The first one is this. Pretty bold headline. Caught my eyes. I read through all of the research each week, what's being published. And then, of course, you can't read all the research in a week. What you want to do is say, what's best for our community? And I like to pull out a couple. So this one is approximately 1 in 9. 1 in 9. Seems like an impossible number. 1 in 9 U.S. children are diagnosed with ADHD, as new national study highlights an ever-expanding public health concern. So this is up. I mean, this is just like, it's unbelievable. First of all, this study was completed a couple years back, but just published about a year ago. And it was just run from 2016. So, I mean, it is unbelievable that we are seeing more and more. Now, could it be more and more diagnosis of ADHD? Yeah, absolutely. Just like there's definitely more diagnosis of ASD, autism spectrum-based disorders. But that doesn't mean that there's not more of those. There can be more diagnoses, but there can also be more individuals, more children that are affected this now more than ever. Now, there's more toxins now more than ever. I actually did a deep dive in this research. When I wrote my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, there was somewhere around 77,000 man-made chemicals in the environment. Maybe a little higher. I decided to go on the more conservative approach. About a year and a half ago, I was kind of looking back at that research in more in depth. It was over 120,000. Now, today, they're saying that throughout the world, there is somewhere around 350,000 man-made chemical compounds or connected compounds, like joint compounds that they've created then together. And these are scary things because our human body was never meant to be exposed to all of these man-made phthalates and parabens and bisphenols and more. So if you feel like you or one of your children might be exposed to some of these environmental toxins, there's a great lab. We'll link it up here today. It's called the Environmental Toxicity Test by EcoLife. And remember, EcoLife runs all of these labs. We have a medical doctor in every state. We can ship them to you, but remember, they're not our labs. So we keep us separate always from third party. So we just want to be able to get you the best quality labs in the world. And this is also interesting that for boys, the ratio is a 2-to-1 ratio from boys to girls with the diagnosis of ADHD. So there you have it. That's the first study. Now, if you want to go in depth on this, I'd love for you to be able to do that. I'll link it up at stephencabral.com/3325. All right, let's go through one more. Now, this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. It's actually going to offend both sides, and that's okay. I'm, my goal is to just share with you the raw truth, whatever the raw truth may be. This was just published about 8 weeks ago. Here's what they found. It was published out of Stanford University. Again, prestigious university. But I'm going to tell you something a little bit dubious that they did. All right, here's a summary. Influenza or flu virus remains infectious in refrigerated raw milk for up to 5 days, according to a new study. The findings come at a time when outbreaks of bird flu, a different subtype of the same influenza virus, in dairy cattle have raised concerns about the potential for a new pandemic. All right, so the news loves to find out what the next pandemic may be, of how the world's going to end, and they love to scare all people about it. That's what they do. You know why? Because it gets you to tune in. And if you tune in, they sell more ads. And I'm not talking about conservative or liberal or whatever. I don't play that game. I literally am all for the people. The people are both liberal and conservative. So I am for all people. And here's the thing. All of this, right? This in the news, this is the headline. Flu virus remains infectious in refrigerated raw milk, study reveals. Really sensationalistic headline. What's the truth? Well, the truth is this. That although this was published in Environmental Science and Technology, and the results are accurate, the influenza or bird flu virus remains active in raw milk for up to 5 days. Here's what they didn't tell you. This is really interesting, and you'll never see this in the news, that they actually injected the milk after it was already out of the car with the virus in order to then study it. So what does that mean? It means that there was no bird flu or influenza virus in any of the raw milk that they had. They, in the lab, put the virus into the milk to see how long it would last inside that milk. They did not necessarily say, oh, well, it's going to last this long in this milk, this long in this milk. Well, how long does it last in, I don't know, yogurt? How long does it last in like whatever else? All they did and they're trying to do is paint raw milk in a bad light, however they can, right? They're trying to paint cattle in the same way. For whatever reason, they want to wipe out meat. They want to wipe out cattle. They want to wipe out eggs. They want to wipe out raw milk. 14 million people around the US consume unpasteurized raw milk. They don't like this because people are going directly to farms. They want people at one centralized food-based location. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying you should consume raw milk. You can if you choose to or not. If you're an adult, you're allowed to make that decision of what's right for you. I don't think that just like, again, there are these things that go through the health industry. If you just drink raw milk, you'll heal yourself. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. Raw milk is not going to cure your SIBO. It's not going to cure your candida overgrowth. It's not going to cure your parasites. It's not going to cure your H. pylori. I haven't seen it happen. Again, if there's clinical data, you show me the clinical data. Now, can it do some beneficial things? Yes. Is it going to fix your rheumatoid arthritis or autoimmune issues? No. Is it going to fix your hypothyroidism? No. It's just not going to do those things. Can there be beneficial nutrition? Yes. So from a natural health perspective, I also like to be unbiased. You can get some great raw natural nutrition. The enzymes are intact. Healthy bacteria is intact. Now, could there also be pathogenic bacteria if it's coming from unhealthy cows or is brought in an unhealthy way before it was, because it's not going to be pasteurized, heated up, killed that? Yes. So you have to know the farm that you're getting it from and that it's from healthy animals. I don't have any issue with people using it if they choose to use it. It's not something that we necessarily give in our practice as a recommendation, but not against it. I've used in the past. We don't necessarily use it as a family, but we do have some raw cheese and things like that. Absolutely, we do that. So what I want to let you know is that this study is completely fabricated in terms of the headline. The study is correct. The virus can live in raw milk for 5 days, but so what, right? What else can it live in? And the headline is really disingenuous. So flu virus remains infectious in refrigerated raw milk, study reveals. It's just sensationalistic, totally taken out of context, makes you believe that there is actually viruses in this raw milk. And right now, that hasn't proven to be true. So Stay with the Cabral Concept, stay with our Friday reviews, follow me on Instagram. I will share with you what the actual truth is. You know what? Because I take the studies and I actually look at them. I read the study, which of course the media is not going to do. Pass it along, everybody. We got to get this information out to as many people as possible. So once again, I thank you. I appreciate you. The product review, all of the research will be at stevencabral.com/3325. Have an amazing rest of the day. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.